Happy Monday, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
Well, we've had another hot day here.
Yeah, it seems like we had the same story going on for the past week. It's been very hot here in Tallahassee, so hot that I had to go get a haircut.
And no rain either. We're kind of ready for the rain, but in your forecast, we'll show you how we may go a few more days without any rain.
Yeah, right now we're actually finally seeing a little bit of cloud cover, some upper level cirrus clouds. Not really doing too much to block the sun, but it's better than nothing. Maybe starting to see some rain coming into our forecast this week.
It is, yeah, and especially later in the week, we'll see a little bit of those rain chances go up. But for now, we are going to stay warm, at least in the mid-90s.
Tomorrow we actually have somewhere around a 30% chance of rain, maybe a little bit lower, but at least that's something. But as we get into the weekend, all of those rain chances start to pick up. So it's been an absolutely brutal past 2 weeks, but finally some relief in sight coming up.
Especially for September too, we are waiting for those temperatures to drop from the 90s back into the 80s.
Yeah.
Because we are in Florida,
Yeah.
we kind of stick around those high 80s, low 90s for the beginning of September at least.
Yeah, we're in that awkward phase where we're starting to transition from summer to fall. Even fall here in Tallahassee is still pretty hot, but once we get into October, things will start to get a little bit more comfortable.
Just in time for fall as well. But now Chris is going to give us a look at the overview. Chris, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Sammy. Right now we have a pretty good view of the sun over Doak Campbell Stadium, bright and shining as it's been all week. Current conditions, right now it's 94, partly cloudy. We've got some winds coming out of the south at 6 miles an hour. With our current temperatures, we're reaching the peak right now is 96 in Bainbridge. Most of the regions throughout the mid to lower 90s. Apalachicola actually dropped down to 87. Feeling not as hot over there. Right now our satellite radar, there's virtually no cloud cover. You get a little bit of ground scatter in Tallahassee, snow clouds, snowstorms as of now. Might get a few clouds coming in tonight. It's going to be quiet and calm, cooling down to 74 degrees. Over the next 3 days, temperature is still going to stay hot in the mid-90s. We do have a 10% chance of rain Tuesday and Wednesday that we're all hoping out comes through. Moving on, coming up, we're going to talk about hot temperatures, severe weather risk throughout most of the U.S., and we're also going to be talking about the aftermath of Dorian. For now, I'm going to hand it off to Ariana.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. Yeah, it is hot around the area. If you take a look at those current temperatures around the southeast, but really up in the Tallahassee area, you can see it is hot, and this is current temperatures right here. 94 in Tallahassee, 95 in Wilma, and Bainbridge, you're hitting 96, almost at 100. I mean, it is burning hot outside. I was sweating walking to class. It was crazy. And you can also see that in those dew points. You can see Tallahassee was almost hitting 70 for that dew point, and we can see along the coast that those dew points are a little bit larger because they are on the coast and they are getting that sea breeze coming up to them from the south, so there's going to be a lot more moisture in the air, making those dew points much higher. But you can take a look around, like Chris said, around Tallahassee, no cloud coverage at all, and that's because that high pressure system is sitting below our area in the ocean, making those clouds not even come close to us, honestly. The last 12 hours were pretty much the same too. No clouds in the sky. If you take a look at the next 48 hours, it's pretty much the same story. We can expect in the next 2 days towards the end of this 48-hour track to get a little bit of rain chance, but mostly it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be hot and sunny again. Make sure you hydrate, wear sunscreen, wear a hat, because it is going to be really hot outside, just like it is today and the day before and this past weekend. But we may get lucky with a few showers in the next 48 hours, but expect that very hot and sunny days like we've been having. Those scattered showers may be from that afternoon showers that we usually get in Florida. But what you can expect for tonight, you can take that quiet and calm walk. Tonight it's going to be about 74 degrees. The winds are going to be pretty calm. Honestly, it's a great night to take your dog on a walk. It may be a little hot, but it's feeling pretty good, honestly. 74 is not bad for this time of year, and especially since the sun won't be out, it's going to be feeling much cooler than it actually is. Like I said, for tomorrow, it's also going to be very hot hitting at 95, mostly sunny. That wind is going to be a little bit from the east, but it's not really going to be affecting how it's feeling outside, honestly. So if you're out going to class tomorrow, drink lots of water, like I said, because you don't want to get dehydrated. And what you can expect for the next 7 days, like I said, tomorrow, 95, 94. You can see those continuous 90s throughout the rest of the week. You can see onto Sunday, we have that 40% chance of rain. We'll see about that, but it is a little bit far in advance to say that it is going to definitely rain, but there is that slight chance for the first time in a long time, honestly, in Tallahassee. So yeah, those 90s are going to be sticking around pretty much into the end of the week, and going on to Monday, we may be getting down to 90, and it's going to be a little cloudy actually, but yeah, tell us about what are you talking about, Tyler?
Here in the southeast,
Oh,
we got mixed
wow.
up a little bit, but that's okay. Let me give us a look at the southeast here. Tallahassee starting to heat up as we go throughout the day, up to 92 degrees, even getting hotter. 4 p.m. is right when we hit those highs. Tallahassee hit a high of 95 degrees today. Rest of the southeast was fairly similar. Charleston a little bit cooler at 83 degrees, and Shreveport got up to 97 degrees, so a hot one for most of us. South Carolina being the one exception. Our heat index shows that got some mugginess in the area. Feels like 103 in Tampa, and Tallahassee feels like 99. Just barely missed that 100-degree mark here. As we move towards the west, it gets a little bit hotter. New Orleans at 104, Jackson and Shreveport both at 100, and then Little Rock at 99. Tennessee and South Carolina feeling a little bit better with heat indices at 91. Our futurecast shows high pressure over or just underneath Tallahassee, kind of dominating a lot of the southeast. We're seeing some scattered showers all throughout, but in the Big Bend region, we haven't really seen much. A lot of the showers close to us have been in southeast Alabama and southwest Georgia. So really any sort of rain activity that we're going to get is going to be spotty at best for most of us here in southeast. And these dew points slowly getting higher. Later last week, we had a cold front move through Tallahassee, so a little bit drier, but finally starting to get some mugginess back. So it feels very hot outside because of that. We have a small patch feeling a little bit better. Atlanta has a dew point of 58. And Nashville and Charlotte, dew points of 62, but Florida is going to be our muggiest state all throughout, especially as we get through the central Florida. Tampa and Orlando have very, very high dew points right now. We actually have droughts going on throughout South Carolina and Georgia, as well as some other states in the southeast. Very dry, even having moderate droughts all throughout. The worst of it is in central Alabama. They have a severe drought. Also in southeast Alabama. Tallahassee right now, we've been missing the rain for a couple of weeks, so we're going through a moderate drought at the moment. For tonight, going to be fairly comfortable for us, 72 degrees. Rainy in some sections of the southeast to our west, and also in central and southern Florida. Miami actually still going to be at 81 degrees tonight. Nashville going to be our only spot getting into the 60s at 68 degrees. And then for tomorrow, Orlando going to be at 91. Tallahassee going to hit 95 again. Montgomery and Nashville going to get very high at 97 and 98 degrees. Charleston going to be the one that stays away from the 90s. Going to be 89. Chances for thunderstorms. Miami also going to be at 89 degrees. And then getting towards the north, Charlotte going to be at 91 degrees. So fairly hot for everyone all throughout the southeast. Now I'm going to pass things off to the desk with Chris and Ariana.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. You're so right. It is hot in the southeast, but it's also hot pretty much all around the country. And you could really see this in the Great Plains with all of that severe weather that's going on around there. Do you know what's going on around there right now, Chris?
Right now there's a tornado warning and possible hailstorms up in most of Iowa, southern Minnesota.
Yeah, I know they're under that tornado watch right now, actually. Yeah. So that is and if you look at the SPC right now, you can see that they're under that marginal to slight risk, which also that is a very serious thing to be aware of, because just because it says slight doesn't mean you shouldn't be precautious about the weather, because those storms, from being out west this summer, I know that those can ramp up very quickly and come out of nowhere, and they can be bad hailstorms or windstorms, potential tornadoes.
Yeah. What's actually causing that weather is there's a warm front up in that area, and it's going to be keeping this severe weather all throughout the plains for the next few days.
Yeah, so we can expect that severe weather to continue on throughout tomorrow and Wednesday too, because that low pressure system, which is a warm front, so that's not really going to be cooling off after it passes through. But there's going to be a lot of moist air, making that severe weather more likely to happen because of all the moisture in the air and all of that heat. It just makes those pop-up thunderstorms so easy to come along. But what is a severe weather?
Severe thunderstorm.
Severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you. I couldn't spit it out of my mouth for some reason.
So,
what is a severe weather?
a severe thunderstorm warning. A severe thunderstorm warning is there's either hail that's an inch thick in diameter, or there's wind speeds of 58 miles an hour or higher.
Or both.
Or both, yeah.
You don't want that. So if you are in one of these areas in Iowa, around Des Moines, that is under that tornado watch or severe thunderstorm warning, be precautious, be weather aware, because it is that afternoon time when those storms are more likely to come along. But hopefully in the next few days after this, we'll get some nice, clearer weather once that low pressure system passes through.
Let's hope they can take some of our clear weather that we had.
Yeah, exactly. We'll pass it off to
off
you
the
guys
plains.
in the plains.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're gonna take it back with Tyler in the national.
I have the national view right now here in the southeast. Like I mentioned a couple minutes earlier, very hot. Memphis at 97 degrees, Atlanta also at 97 degrees. We also have warm air pushing through the central part of the country. We actually have a warm front somewhere around here, around Kansas, Nebraska, pushing that warmer air towards Iowa and Illinois. Kansas City at 87 degrees right now. As we move northward, feeling a lot cooler, some typical September, even fall-like weather. Minneapolis at 62 degrees. Billings at 68, Seattle at 66, and of course California going to be sitting in the mid-70s as usual year-round for them. San Francisco is at 73 degrees, LA also at 76, and then Boston to our northeast at 68 degrees. They're also feeling pretty cool right now. Our dew points show there's a lot of dry air in the western part of the country towards Utah and Nevada. Salt Lake City has a dew point of 36 right now. Very, very dry there. LA and San Francisco, fairly moist, having some air coming from the sea breeze for them, bringing in some moisture. And as we move towards the southeast and the central parts of the country where it's a lot warmer, they also have a lot more moisture. Also, some of the reasons why we're seeing those storms in Iowa right now. I'm going to dive into that a little bit later. And as we get into the northeast, they have some dry air left behind as Dorian moved out of there a couple days ago. Minneapolis, also fairly moist with a dew point of 60 degrees. And our storm outlook shows here that Iowa and southern Minnesota are under a slight risk for some severe storms. The yellow is a 2 out of 5 risk to see a severe thunderstorm. The green, a 1 out of 5 risk to see a severe thunderstorm. And then those light green spots, you're just going to see some thunderstorms that are not quite so severe in nature. So Iowa and Minnesota underneath the greatest risk, also parts of Wisconsin, and then moving into Nebraska and Kansas as well. And even on the eastern side of the country in North Carolina and Virginia, expecting some severe thunderstorms as well. We have watches and warnings all throughout the country. Here in North Dakota, a flood watch. As we move westward with all that dry air, a red flag warning, some risk of some wildfires there. Flood warnings in these light greens where there's been a lot of rain in Missouri, and then this yellow right here is actually a tornado watch for those areas in Iowa at risk for some severe thunderstorms right now. And then the orange spots you see scattered all throughout the country right here. Oh, that one just disappeared, but above Houston, severe thunderstorm warnings. And then moving towards the east, Georgia and Alabama underneath heat advisories as we speak. Here in the southeast, not really going to see any severe thunderstorms, just some scattered thunderstorms all throughout with some rain passing through these southeastern regions. For tonight, the southeast is going to stay warm. The west coast and the north are going to stay cool, pretty much the same as what we saw for our highs today, except with some low temperatures instead. Billings going to get down to 50 degrees. That's going to be our coldest spot on the map. Denver getting down to 56. And then for tomorrow's forecast, those high temperatures, Denver actually getting up to 87 degrees. That west coast going to stay cool and comfortable. Seattle at 68 degrees. And then moving towards the southeast, like I've been saying all show, going to stay hot. Tallahassee going to be at 95 degrees. And Miami going to be at 89 degrees tomorrow. I'm going to pass things off to Ariana. She's going to give us our second local look of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tyler. We're going to take a look locally now, switch from nationally to locally. Look at that Doak Campbell Stadium cam. Beautiful. If you look at that in about an hour, that sunset is just going to be gorgeous. But I can almost feel that sun beating down on me because it is just so hot outside still. And it is almost 6:30 at night. It's just crazy to think the heat that has been happening this week. You can actually see that actual temperature is 96 degrees. That's what we hit today. And that average for this time of year is actually 90. So we are 6 degrees above of our average, which is really hot. That is the theme of the show today. And our record was in 1917 at 101. So we honestly got pretty close to that. But thank God we're not at 55 for that low, because that is just too cold for me in September still. But if you take a look at that satellite and radar, you can see why it's just feeling so hot, because there are no clouds above us right now. Nothing. It's because that high pressure system right beneath us in the ocean is just keeping that cloudless sky above us, keeping us cloud free, and that sun is just beating down on our skin. So it's important to wear sunscreen, wear a hat, drink lots of water, because it is hot outside and it's going to stay like that for the next few days here in Tallahassee also. You can see where that wind is coming from too. You can see it's coming from the south, bringing a little bit more moisture into our air than normal because it's that sea breeze, but that is also going to be making our dew points really high here in this area too, which is pretty normal for this time of year, honestly. It's always wet and muggy and humid outside, along with that very hot heat temperatures. But if you're taking a look at tonight, you can expect a nice 74 outside tonight. Great night to go on a walk, go on that run. Don't go alone though, go with a buddy. It's going to be quiet and calm night. The wind's going to be calm. Honestly, it's a perfect night in Tallahassee. There's going to be no clouds in the sky. Go stargazing. Just go do that, enjoy your night out, because it's going to be beautiful tonight. But if you want to plan your Tuesday, going to class tomorrow, around 8 a.m., it's going to be a nice 74, but it's still going to be pretty hot, and by noon, we're already jumping to 90 degrees. By 4 o'clock, we're only going to be hitting 93, so that's pretty different than in that 96 we hit today. And by 8 o'clock, you can expect 86 degrees, so it's still going to be pretty hot out tomorrow night. But 86 is not in the 90s, so we can be thankful for that for our Tuesday planner. But what you can expect for the next 7 days, 90s all around. Look at that. 95, 94, 93, 94, 90, and finally around Sunday and Monday, we can possibly expect some rain and clouds to come into our area. So if you're tired of the sun, just keep on going until the weekend, because it's going to be possibly a little bit more cloudy going into that weekend. You can expect that rain, most likely, but it is still a little far out. But we're also going to be going back to the desk now to talk a little bit about Dorian, Tyler and I, because thank God that's gone. We don't want any rain from that.
Yeah, it seems like we were talking about Dorian for over 3 weeks, keeping track of it. It was even a hurricane for 2 weeks out in the Atlantic, and it caused a lot of damage, especially for the Bahamas.
Yeah, thank God here in Tallahassee we did not get mostly anything from Dorian, but Dorian affected lots of places, especially the Bahamas, like Tyler said. It was a Category 5 there for 48 hours, he said. And then it affected the coast of Florida, even onto the Carolinas. So this hurricane was crazy big, crazy huge. It went on forever. Yeah,
in fact, the Royal Bahamas Police Force said death toll hit up to 45 and still counting. That just shows the kind of devastation that this hurricane racked up for some people. Up to 10,000 people in Abaco Island are in need of food, water, and shelter right now. Yeah, so there's also, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of places helping out with this. I'm sure Red Cross will be doing stuff for Hurricane Dorian. If you hear about things to help out, try to do as much as you can, because I think 76,000 people are homeless right now in the Bahamas, which is a crazy amount of people, so much destruction. It's horrible. And Bahamas were hit the hardest, but they weren't the only place hit. The hurricane made landfall in the Bahamas, really impacted parts of the continental U.S. and Canada as well. In fact, it even hit Nova Scotia, caused a crane to collapse in a major city there, and caused power outages for over 250,000 people there. That's crazy. Who knew a hurricane could reach all the way to Canada and cause damage like that? That's crazy. I think now it's way above Canada, so yeah,
but it's
finally passed.
Yeah, finally passed, but that is crazy. We did not feel it here, which is good. Yeah, we really dodged a bullet here in Florida. The track originally had it coming our way, but for now we're going to pass things off to Sammy. She's going to give us a look at the rest of Florida.
All right, thank you guys. So we're currently looking at the satellite and radar. You can see we are pretty clear within the Tallahassee region, but to our north, they actually are experiencing a little bit of a severe weather right now. Lots of lightning within that area, some rain. Fortunately, we will not experience that here in Tallahassee, but we are still very warm outside. Still in the 90s for Tallahassee, Jacksonville, 91 degrees. Going further south, you can see they are even a little bit cooler than we are in Tallahassee, in the high 80s, especially for Key West, also at 89 degrees. Looking at our dew points, it is pretty moist within the Florida region, 69 for Tallahassee. As you could tell, as we go into the southern part of Florida, these dew points are actually higher, which is a little odd considering they are cooler than here in Tallahassee. So you can see that switch of that moisture making them feel even warmer than we do here in Tallahassee. For the next 48 hours, you can see we have a few little systems rolling around, giving us a little bit of rain through Florida, just a few drops on your windshield, not too much rain expecting for the next 48 hours, but we may get a little bit of rain to come by Wednesday evening. For tonight's forecast though, 72 degrees for Tallahassee, Pensacola 76 degrees, so near the coast they are a little bit warmer, may even get a pop-up shower too. Near Tampa, Key West, they're actually on the warmer side, looking at around 83 degrees for tonight. For tomorrow in Pensacola, expecting to warm from about 81 degrees to about 89 degrees, partly cloudy in the afternoon, giving a little break from the sunshine. But looking at Jacksonville, warming to about 90 degrees, plentiful sunshine by the afternoon hours. Maybe it'll be that time to head indoors because it will be fairly hot outside. The UV index will be very high as well if you are at the beach. But if you're in Orlando near the city, warming to about 90 degrees by 3 p.m., not expecting too much rain for tomorrow or for Naples either, warming to around 94 degrees by the afternoon hours, but you will start at around 82 degrees by 9 a.m. So that's it for Around Florida. Now we're going to take it over to Chris to give us a last look at the local.
All right. Thank you, Sammy. Here we are getting one last look at Doak Campbell Stadium. Sun, as always, is bright and shiny all over the Sunshine State. Going into our almanac, as you see once again, our high was 96 degrees, 5 degrees short of a record, and for a low is a little bit warmer than average, and that's because of it's so dry, our dew point's low, which is making our lows a lot lower than this. Moving into our heat index, right now it's feeling the hottest in the Quincy, and it's in the upper 90s for most area. If you get closer to the coast where it is cooler, the temperatures do drop down to the mid 90s. Our current dew points, I can see, are higher than they were before over the last week. It's a little bit. The dew points are higher at the coast. That's because they're getting that nice sea breeze, bringing in a lot of moisture, which raised the dew points throughout the past week. Over the next 48 hours, you're going to see some clouds come and go. Maybe a few scattered showers. Tuesday afternoon might come in, but mostly similar to what we're seeing, slight chance of showers. For tonight, it's 74 degrees, quiet and calm night. Great night to do a run. Make sure you bring a buddy if you're going to run, walk a dog, do anything. It's a great night to be out. Just don't be alone. Over the next 7 days, we're going to see some slight chances of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, chances of rain go away. It's going to be bright and sunny. Make sure you drink a lot of water throughout the week because it's going to be super hot as it's been. And 20% chance of rain Friday. It's a little far out, but still you want to be hoping for this rain because hopefully cools us down. We are not going to be scorching hot. I'm not a fan of it raining when I'm going to class, but I'll much rather rain going to class than no rain at all. As we start moving into the weekend, we have our chances of rain increases, as does our cloud cover, and as the temperatures drop to the lower end of the 90s, still in the 90s, still going to be hot, but going to be looking forward to it. Sunday, there's actually a chance of thunderstorms, so be weather aware when you're out and about on the Sunday afternoon. Monday, 40% chance of rain. And for now, I'm going to be handing things off to the desk with Tyler and Sammy.
Thanks, Chris. I feel like the stuff we're saying here for Florida could really apply for any part of the Southeast. We've all been very warm and very muggy for the most part, but we haven't been seeing much rain despite the mugginess.
Exactly. I know Georgia is getting a little bit of rain right now, but here in Florida, I mean, looking at Louisiana, we haven't seen much rain.
Yeah, and that's why we saw those drought monitors all throughout the Southeast, very dry for most of us. Haven't seen a lot of rain in a while. Finally, parts of Alabama and Georgia are starting to see that rain. But taking a look at the next 7 days, we might finally start to get to see some of that, but it's still expected to stay fairly dry, at least for the beginning parts of this week.
And you do notice that as those temperatures start to cool down a little bit, I mean, I'm saying a little bit, that's 5 degrees from Tuesday to next Monday, but the chances of rain are actually higher, so the rain actually cools us down, which would be nice for us.
Yeah, we really haven't had any of that rain to cool us down. The only relief we've had here at Florida State is just going to class. I know biking in the mornings is already in the 90s by the time I'm biking to class, and even when I'm leaving around 7 o'clock, still in the 90s. So this these rain chances picking up Friday and Saturday, and especially Sunday and Monday are going to be very helpful for us. Especially helpful trying to get rid of the slight drought conditions that we're having here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, and especially, like you said, biking in the morning. I know I woke up this morning around 9-ish, and I was outside, and it was already very hot. I want to say it was already 89 degrees by 9:30 in the morning. So it's just the heat, we need that little bit of a relief from, because to get out early in the morning like that, it's hard.
Yeah, and really, it's not just Tallahassee that's feeling this heat. It's all throughout Florida. I know in Jacksonville yesterday, they had a game, the Jacksonville Jaguars had a home game, and several people had to go to the hospital just because it was so hot at the stadium. So not just here. We know Tallahassee, the stadium was really hot on Saturday for our game, but it's widespread all throughout Florida.
5 degrees above normal. So hey, follow us on Twitter for more updates.
And also like us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/FSU weather.
And watch us live on YouTube Monday through Friday. Hopefully you're watching us right now.
And then also you can follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Send us your photos if you'd like, and we'll post them on the page as well to let you know what it's feeling like and what it's looking like all around Tallahassee.
Yeah, and no matter where you are from as well, we love to see anything from our viewers.
Yep. Just anything really. Like, I'd love to see some pictures of the snow, even though it's probably not snowing. Maybe in Denver somewhere.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod. Have a great night.